Second time. Anyway, I have my hat on doing a hot oil treatment. Or really greenhouse effect. I'm at, but I'm getting ready to put some oil in. A little woozy. Anyway, happy Saturday, the 8th. I was gonna go grocery shopping tomorrow, but I'm gonna put it off to Monday. I had got some package in the mail, but at the time, I actually was I heard honking, but I couldn't really hear because I was in the back. I believe I was in the bathtub. Anyway, nobody shows up, nobody comes over until like you're in the bathtub or in the shower or something, and then you don't hear it. But anyway, I was listening to Russell Brand, like one of the shows I listen to on the internet, and he was having a rally for these 90 families to keep their homes. And I like the way I like his style. I thought it was cute with the little girls at the end, and they were like let us keep our homes. It was good. So anyway, I'm all ready to get up and well, I have another day to really clean up the kitchen and clean out the refrigerator, so that way when I go grocery shopping I'll be all ready. I am down to the bare necessities anyway, which is alright. An extra day would be fine, fish and pasta, it's cool. And I have chicken. I have canned chicken. I probably have enough emergency food for a month, which you have to rotate it, so it has to get eaten anyway. So anyway, I'm waiting to see the results of what the stock market. I can't believe how high it's been going. I think it's a record heights. I've never seen that. They're talking about the unemployment rate is at a record low, which I think that what it is the people that were unemployed and weren't looking for a job might be the homeless, because there has been a big blow up in the internet about a 90-year-old man trying to feed the homeless and being arrested because they made laws against that. I think instead what we do need to do is to train people better to do jobs. To create jobs is to train to do a job. I think most of our jobs have went overseas to China and Indonesia, where they are, getting like $1 an hour or less, because we do as consumers want the cheapest stuff we could buy. So we create a problem where the corporation is basically enslaving whole communities. You know what I'm saying? I think about that around Christmas time, and the cheap toys we buy from China, and sometimes you find out they're very harmful to the children from mercury. I think that the ones that we need to protect the most, especially during these holiday seasons, are the children, because those are the ones that are most vulnerable. It takes one generation. You know what I'm saying? That's if you sort of look at history, what they did with the in America to the Indians and whatnot. But it takes I don't even know if this hat's right, but it takes one generation to change, like with the church, the Catholic Church of Missionary. They would take the Indian children away from their parents and educate them so that I knew this one girl. She was an alcoholic. She had worked at Boeing up in Seattle. When she came to Wichita, Kansas, she ended up getting laid off there, or whatever. And anyway, when I met her, she was a chef, a cook over at Artichoke, which was like a place on Broadway. and Broadway's notorious for, like being Broadway, but Artichoke had delicious sandwiches, and it was mostly women went there. But anyway, she had told me the story that she was American Indian from Alaska, and she had, with these nuns, and they had sexually and physically abused her. It was very hateful. But anyway, when she went back to the village, they sort of shunned, the children that came back because of they were no longer able to live off the land, capitalism. But it seemed like the first thing they wanted to teach them was prostitution or something. But anyway, she ended up getting married and going back to trying to, and they were like in the salmon. They did salmon. They canned salmon. But anyway, her son was sitting on the back porch, and it was a freak storm, and the electric wire came down and hit him, electrocuted him, and fried him there. And so she was always really weird from that. And then that's why she left Alaska, left her home there. She went to Seattle, got a job at Boeing, and then ended up in Wichita, a lesbian. Weird girl. But anyway, so it only takes one generation to change, like especially if you get them under the age of 6, or get them around 6, 7 years old. I'm saying it's a lot easier. I'm saying you could give them the information you want. Like I was seeing this thing about where they were showing about biology in this book, and they had like a part about condoms. If they would stick to true biology, to the true science, I don't think they really would have to worry about condoms and diaphragms and rubbers and abortions. I think that it's just explaining, just the kids learning different parts of the body, like just the femur or the scapula, learning different bone parts, for example, or just learning about the different organs would be enough of the biology that they need. The biology is not all about abortion and reproduction. At the very least, it's such a bigger and wider scope. As you get older, I don't think you're going to find a human being or any mammal on this planet that doesn't act in the sexual acts for reproduction. Maybe the reason that we are 180 out from the results and the reality that our sexual activity has caused, but that's another. Anyway, this is the time of year where I think we should reflect on the fact of how we spend our money, and do it in a more fiscal way and wiser way, and I'm saying you don't want to do without, but there's some things that maybe some companies you might not want to deal with. You might not like their practices if you want to find out a little bit about them. Maybe instead of spending all those money on maybe going to a titty bar, you might want to invest it in I don't know, a company that you might favor, the stock market. I don't know. I see these rappers all the time. They're talking about they spend all that money, and what the sex industry is not an industry that is healthy. And it's like some of them think, oh well, I'm doing evil, I can do twice as evil. It has a lot to do with blackmail, embezzlement, kidnapping, and like in Wichita, Kansas. There's a famous guy called Milk, and he was for boys and men sexuality. Well, anyway, I've known some of the guys that that these gay guys was like, men and boys. Well, as children, they was not in favor. And another thing is, they did all die of AIDS, and it in a way that a child is an adult. There's a movie, Milk, too, and you can watch the movie, or which is very evasive, and it's so dumb because like the white investigating guy from CIA actually has sex with milk. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to investigate something, you have to be like an outsider looking in. So that's the first thing the CIA is doing wrong. You can't go ahead and but anyway, so and believe me, Milk knows so well, so dog out that guy, right? So much. But anyway, the whole sex industry, if you're using children or you're doing something that causes harm or discomfort, causes look, I know a lot of people that they're just gone. But anyway, and so that's sort of the tragedy about where does our money go to? Okay, can you invest in more in a corporation? You know what I'm saying? That has not affiliated with oil, gas, and sex and prostitution. I don't know. Just think about that. Or are these people in Indonesia and China and whatnot, where you're getting a lot of these inexpensive, cheaper products that are made today, like toys, like but anyway, or what type of labor practice are they using children? In India they have buildings that collapse. We have to be more thinking about where our stuff is. You know what I'm saying? This country right here used to manufacture the most cotton, was the fashion industry of the world. It's not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need to, hey, I wouldn't mind being a cotton picking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind crocheting and knitting, and I could sew and embroider. So, you know what I'm saying? There is no shame in being self-sufficient. Anyway, good night. Go out and have a happy Saturday. It is 7:15. I was listening a little bit to the radio station. My sister, they're looking for donations for, was it WJFF radio .r. she's in Pennsylvania. Was at the radio station. Anyway, but I listened for a little while before the time that she was like on 6 to 9. She's on now, so I might go back and listen. It's a non-profit radio station. But anyway, subscribe. You can. Yes, you can. Please do. I don't have any. I need some. Help me, please. But just, how do you say it? Subscribe. Okay. Good night. Good evening, darling.